So we'll go slowly and low profile here. And further in front, American architect Peter Eisenman. It consists of significance. It just fit in to what the architect wanted to have done, and it's apparently how in Israel they bury their Jews. It's supposed to represent sort of tombstones, and it's not on one level. And over to the left, we are approaching one of the we're approaching one of the loveliest squares in Europe, designed on Damenmarkt. You'll see it over here to the left. The first beautiful building to the left is the designed by a great architect called Schinkel. This entire square was bombed during the war. When the East Germans restored the French dome in front of the left, they turned it into a restaurant on the first floor, so it was no longer a place of worship. It was indeed a restaurant. The Schauspielhaus or theatre, the building in the center, is used nowadays not for play, which I just told you about. And in this area to the left, to the right, we're approaching the Museum Island. Down this side street to the right is the original National Gallery. In 1933, by an arsonist, Hitler blew this out of all proportion and said if the Reichstag were attacked, German rail, and it's the main station, Hauptbahnhof, and it was built in time for the war. That was when, after the war, he was planning to rebuild Berlin, and the building he was planning to build was so huge it would have dwarfed the Reichstag. There to the left you can see the Reichstag. Years to build, from 1884 to 1894. It was partially destroyed in 1933 by an arsonist. Hitler blew this out of all proportion and said if the Reichstag were attacked, Berlin must. Architect Sir Norman Foster. The Reichstag used to have a dome on top originally. When they rebuilt it after the war, they omitted the dome, and in fact Sir Norman Foster also didn't want to have a dome put on it, but the politicians insisted they wanted one, so he added a dome, but not the dome. This dome is normally you would see a mile-long queue in front of it. The House of Cultures of the World, and cultural events from all over the world take place inside here now. And over to the right, you'll be able to see over here to the right, that's a Henry Moore sculpture. It's called the Butterfly. We purchased that for about 2 million euros. The literally has to do with the politics of the country. It's of great importance. No law can be passed without his signature beneath it. Over to the right. Further to the right, further in, is a very grand statue of Bismarck, our first Chancellor. You'll see that there are 4 sections of golden rings. The top one is different to the 3 beneath it because it was added. This used to start in about 1695, and in front of us are the pre-war days. And you know, today the street of the 17th of June is the street where Our Ladies of Easy Virtue can be found. And past the traffic lights in front to the left is the second largest university we have in. Here we are. We're going to go past it very, very slowly. That's Charlottenburg Palace. You know, all the figures and statues in Berlin were put into storage during the war. The corner, this used to be the Antique Museum. And it's used to modern stages which revolves. Inside the German Opera House, it tends to look as dark and gloomy as it does on the outside. The reason for this being you're only supposed to concentrate upon what happens on the stage without being distracted by the hearing in front of you in what looks like an office building, which is not, right in front of us. What it
Il primo concorso in realtà vinto era quello che non prevedeva pure la Chiesa al posto di questo invece la cosa importante da capire è che i tedeschi si sono battuti per mantenere.
Dam. It's called the Town Scene Street. It's the main shopping street in our West End, and practically all the buildings along here were destroyed during open up at midnight. And this particular store opened up in the worst of weathers. You know, it was really in the midst of winter. It was free. The first golden building is the Chamber Music Hall. It's connected to the Philharmonic Hall. They may look a little bit strange from the outside, but they are very attractive from the inside. It's been built in the style of a Greek amphitheater with the right in front of the bus is a line. Wherever you see this line or you see a double row of bricks, that always indicates where the wall between East and West Berlin would have run.
Water, Coca-Cola, souvenir.
Down there to the right are many of the apartments for the GIs that time. So over here to the right there's a little gap and you'll be able to see it. For Prince Karl, a brother of Kaiser Wilhelm, and designed by that great